Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Um, well, today we're gonna talk about a really interesting topic. We were having some connection issues and some network problems, but we are here. Thank you so much for being with us, be with me in this time and sharing this amazing topic. Today we're gonna talk about women's health, of course, but how we can bridge this the gender health gap inside companies. And I will be talking about why is this important, why I'm super passionate about this topic. So I will start a little bit with who I am. I'm Tatiana Chavarriaga, but I'm the co-founder at EVI. I'm also a physiotherapist expert with a lot of years of experience working with digital health, tele-rehab, and also empowering women to take control into their pelvic floor health and symptoms as well. And also nominated as an innovator under 35 in Latin America, but the MIT or Massachusetts Institute. And yeah, actually, I would love to share this topic with you because I have spent the over 5 years learning about digital health, learning about tele-rehab, women's health, and because of that, I really believe that this is not a topic that just women need to talk, but also we need to bring this topic inside companies. We need to bring this topic for all our communities and not just for women, but also for men. So let's start a little bit with this problem and why is this important first because 75% of women at some point in their life will suffer as a condition, a pelvic floor dysfunction. And this is very important because it's not normal, but the problem, the real problem, is like we are taking around 6 or more years to seek help or to get a proper treatment or a proper diagnosis and so on. So that's why this is really, really important. And that's the huge picture, but I will say why is this important inside companies? Well, as I said, like one of us into 4 women will have a pelvic floor disorder. I will explain later what it is pelvic floor, and because some of us we don't know, and this can get worse in some conditions, such as pregnancy, such as postpartum, and as well, we have here like some statistics like 45%, 45% of women will suffer that suffer a dysfunction in their pelvic floor will report a reduction in their work productivity. 25% of them will consider to leave their job because of these symptoms or because problems in their health. And 28% of women or adult women will experience a painful intercourse. I will explain you why is this important because we cannot relate sex with workplace. So why is this important, right? So, and basically, as we were talking, women make up half of the workforce. So we are like a really important part of every community, as you know. Let's start. So what is a pelvic floor? So these are really, really important muscles. And these are important. It's this pink hammock that you can see in the picture. And I'm really passionate about because they are muscles that are holding up all our organs, such as bladder, such as uterus, such as rectum. So this muscle needs to be really, really strong in order to have a good function, but also to sustain these organs to get a really good health. So when this muscle is really weak, we can suffer for so many things, so many conditions that you cannot imagine, such as urinary incontinence, painful sex. You also can suffer for endometriosis, PCOS, and so more. So we have a lot of conditions that can be affecting this muscle and this our health. We all have this muscle, just not just women, but also men. We all have this important part of in our bodies, but it's really important in women because we are suffering from some different conditions because of our anatomy and because we are tending to have different parts in our body that will make us suffer a little bit more. I will explain some conditions of them. So on the other side, okay, I want you to picture here the conditions. So we have some conditions that are exclusively in the women's body, predominantly affecting women and differently in women. So we have different symptoms, we have and so on. So, for example, the exclusively affections will be after pregnancy or after childbirth. That, of course, our body will suffer. Our uterus will be very big. It will grow. It will develop our baby. So this expose our bodies to suffer some conditions. And we have some issues such as lower back pain, urinary incontinence, abdominal weakness. On the other side, we can also have prolapse of the organs. This is another condition that is just exclusively for women. And it means when the organs such as bladder, uterus, or rectum, they may descend into the vagina. So this can result into weakness in the pelvic tissue and the muscle that I showed you, that is like a hammock. And some studies are suggesting that pelvic organ prolapse is affecting around 50% of women who have given birth. So it's really important statistics. On the other side, we have the predominantly. So in these conditions, we have endometriosis. We have this condition that is very important and also misdiagnosed. So we are taking like around 10 years to get a proper treatment for this condition, exactly, because it's a tissue that is growing outside the uterus, and sometimes it's really hard to find. It's really hard to get a really good doctor that can give us this diagnosis. And also you can be suffering for so many symptoms and conditions such as pelvic pain, pain during menstruation that is really hard, during intercourse, fertility issues, and it is affecting around 10% of reproductive age women. And on the other side, another condition will be PCO, or polycystic ovary syndrome. So statistics are showing that between 5 or 10% of women in the reproductive age can suffer this. And this is more an hormonal disorder, and it's affecting women in different age, and also it can cause very painful symptoms. And some conditions that are just differently are, for example, a heart attack, that we don't have the same symptoms than men. So we don't get the right diagnosis in the time that we need it. So how this can affect or impact in our pelvic floor, how our pelvic floor dysfunctions can affect our productivity. So first, maybe this is too small. Here you can see, like, it can decrease our mobility. And why is this important? Because we will create less movement daily. So we will avoid every daily activities that increase our movement because it's challenging. It hurt a lot, so it will be really hard to focus in our daily task. On the other side, I was talking about sexual dysfunction or painful intercourse. This, for example, this discomfort can lead to stress, to avoid our sexual intimacy with our partner or even with ourselves. So this is affecting negatively in our overall satisfaction, not just in our sexual life, but also in our jobs, in the office, with our partner, with our colleagues, and so on. So we are feeling like very stressed because this part in our life is not going well. So we will feel this kind of negative symptoms or negative emotions. On the other side, we have, for example, urinary incontinence. So it can result very embarrassment for women that it's having this symptom, and also you will decrease your self-esteem. You will limit your physical activity due to fear to losing pee, for example, in the office, or you will be every time running to the bathroom or to the toilet looking for don't miss or lose pee. So your daily life, it's going around this symptom, right? And on the other side, we also have some emotional impact in our mental health as well. So these pelvic floor disorders can cause anxiety, depression, frustration, irritability, because we don't get answers, we don't get the right doctors, we don't get treatment very easy because the system is not made for this. We are suffering in silence. We believe that we are the only ones suffering these kind of conditions, so that will lead to decrease our quality of life and, of course, our productivity at work. So the question it will be, how can we make workplaces more inclusive for individuals that are dealing with some pelvic health issues? Well, the first step is that you can offer different programs focused just on women's health. As you can see, we have different needs. We have different anatomy conditions. We are very cycle individuals, so we cannot be in the same level as men because we need another help. We need another services that you can provide as a team manager, as an HR manager for us, so you can improve that quality of life in the workplaces. First, you have to promote inclusiveness. So by providing or recognizing that pelvic health problems can affect us, you can offer to your members or to your team some care that we deserve. So that can be supporting every stage of our life. For example, you can offer a health specialist focus on women, or you can help some health. You can offer, for example, pregnancy preparation for these women that are in your company that are getting pregnant. Like how you can help them, how you can make this season of their life that it's very hormonal, that is very wild, how you can make it better, how you can help also to get a better recovery. So after postpartum, they will have a better way to get back to work, getting better to go back to the office in the normal life, because a lot of things can happen in this 1 year or 2 years or 3 months. It depends the country that we are talking about. So yeah, it's very important that you can offer this kind of support also during menopause. Now we have a lot of women in our teams that they are suffering and struggling with the hormones, with the symptoms that they are having. So how you can help them, how you can offer better programs, right? Also, sexual life, as I say, is very important in our quality of life. So we also can offer this kind of programs, education, not just for women but also for men, and how they can relieve these bladder conditions or pelvic floor dysfunctions. So that's what we are doing. Like basically at Evie, we are promoting this into the companies. Like we are promoting how you as a HR manager can help your team, giving some more information, explaining and educating people like why this pelvic health or women health it's really really important, right? So just by educating people you can have a really good or better results. Here is just an example like how we can help. Like basically we have these different programs for every woman in different stage of life, as I mentioned it: pregnancy, postpartum, menopause, sexual health, pelvic pain, or women with bladder conditions. So basically they first they make a short questionnaire about their pelvic floor health, just to know if they are suffering from something. In case they don't know, they will get a response and a treatment, of course, and we can teach them or we can create this awareness of what is normal in our bodies and what is not, and when to seek help and when they need to get a prescription, a doctor, a physiotherapist, a gynecologist, and so on. And on the other side, if they need our help, if they want to prevent something, they meet with one of our virtual physical therapist expert focused on women's health, and she will help in a safe environment, right? Because these are topics that we don't want to share with anyone. It's very embarrassment. Sometimes we keep this very uh, inside just for us, believing that we are the only ones suffering for this kind of weird conditions or common conditions that it shouldn't be normal, right? And right away, the physiotherapist will we will create a program of exercise on the app. It will create like a 3 months program in order to get recovered for those symptoms, and it will make the follow-ups very personalized every week, getting in touch with them, be and giving the support that they need in order to recover from that. And of course, this is a very safe environment. They can share their symptoms. We don't share anything with the HR managers because this is clinical data. So that's the most important thing. Like we are not sharing this into the reports or something. The only thing is that you are offering this benefit for your employees, and at the same time they are getting some responses or answers to those questions that they may have because of lack of knowledge, basically. We have been dealing or doing around 5,000 online sessions in the last months with physiotherapist experts that mainly they can speak in Spanish, Portuguese, or English. So it's more for international companies as well, or remote companies that they have teams very abroad. So it's really hard to give benefits when you don't have your team in the same site as well. 80% of completion rate, and we are super happy to share this because mainly the women that enter into our programs, they complete fully these programs because of course they want to get better, they want to recover. And 89% of pain, of reduction on pain and leak symptoms. So this is really good. And how the companies can benefit from these programs, like why you will put your efforts to give this kind of benefits into your workplaces. First, women, here I will put it bigger. Yeah, so first, women have specific health needs, as I said. and we will feel like we are value for your team, and you care for our health, and you also will empower us to address our health concerns and have more knowledge about our bodies. That will improve our productivity. Also, when we have access to adequate healthcare, will improve our health and productivity both at work and also in our personal lives. Investing in women, in women's health initiatives can contribute to a culture of wellness and promoting employee engagement, satisfaction, and also improving the retention of the team. And by preventing and treating this kind of illness in an early stage, companies can also save healthcare costs. So you will reduce indirectly the cost of lost work days or sickness days and so on. So that's also really, really important. So yeah, basically, I just want that you can understand that women and men have different needs when it comes to health and access to resources. We need to tackle these issues. We need to tackle in a different way, and we need more gender equity strategies to work towards this equality inside the workplaces. So I just want to share this kind of information. I don't know if you have some questions, but I would love to help you in this women's health topic. And I would love to work with you to have some partnership, to make some pilots as well. We need to change the narrative inside companies in order to make us more connected with our teams as well. So it's not that difficult. It's more easier than we think about it. So please, if you have some ideas, if you need help with something, we are here to help. You can write me or drop me a message here in LinkedIn, or to my email, or through the website. We have a lot of channels to communicate at this moment. So I just want to let you know that if you're a woman, it's important that you start talking about this topic inside your company. Our voices matter, and we need to be more inclusive and supporting in the work environment to create this equality places for all of us. So together we can create our place where every woman feels empowered, valued, and seen and supported, and also in their pelvic health journey. So thank you so much for being here. I think this is very short, but really, really important information. Please just get in touch, and I will be really happy to help you. Thank you so much, and see you next time.